Design data training team is one of the main reasons why we switched from our former MSP to Design Data, and it has been amazing for not only day-to-day productivity, kind of some big things that we've been tackling. They're always willing to work with us on the best approaches, the best softwares, making sure that we can be the most productive with what we have on a limited budget, not always talking us into more expensive tools, but just how to leverage what we already have, what we're already using for more productivity gains, more efficiency. I'm always looking at our processes, our workflows to try to figure out how I can save my team time. And one of the tasks that we do is a client deliverable. It takes us many hours to produce. And I was trying to explore ways to streamline that process a little bit without sacrificing the quality of the deliverable. And so one of the things that I found was really useful with the Design Data Training team was their webinar on Excel and Power Queries. And I had never heard of Power Query, but the way the training team talked about it and showed some examples kind of made it approachable where I felt like I could try it out myself and explore it. And so that was really empowering. And it was able to kind of revolutionize how we produce this deliverable. At time, it used to take us about 6 hours. We can do them in about 2 hours in most cases now. So it was a huge time saver and capacity and productivity improver for our team. And it was also just really fun for me personally to kind of learn something new instead of being intimidated by the tool.
Across the top, you can see our ribbon area. And I'm gonna go ahead and click on our Home tab here. And on the far right, I'm gonna click our Copilot for Excel button. Membership and enhance the services provided to its clients. So we're gonna use Copilot for Excel to filter, sort, and highlight prospects that are interested in membership. I can see this nice chart here. Seems that there's a little bit more here with premium. So this is gonna be my prompt bar. What do I want this email to say?
How many of you have said something similar to this statement here? You know what? Now we're gonna start with looking at those high priority emails. So we talked about the 3 questions, okay? So we just kind of went over the high priority emails. Now let's talk about these 3 questions. Do you need to reply? And if you go over to the layout section, there is a daily task list. And you want to make sure finding emails quickly. This is the bane of many of us. We just can't find emails. We've got thousands and thousands of emails.
The trainings from Design Data help us to boost our confidence by boosting our capability to use the software with confidence and know that, hey, we can use PowerPoint to practice our speeches and practice our presentations before we actually enter any specific meetings or any other professional engagements. So yeah, that's been one of the biggest confidence boosters, which is why I encourage my team to participate in as many of these trainings as possible. It's been impactful. It's helped us to solve a lot of problems here on our end.
The training team created a custom webinar just for our team on password security and privacy policies and secure practices. And so it was a lot around kind of having really long secure passwords. We also were switching to a password manager for the first time and making our team use a password manager instead of different ways that we stored passwords before that were less secure. And so Design Data taught us about that. They created this custom webinar for us. It was amazing because we could just kind of watch it live, and then we could also have it recorded and watch it later if we forget exactly what it was. Everybody thought it was super valuable, very interesting, very useful. But one thing that I really appreciated that Design Data kind of went the extra mile was Luis actually designed it with the future in mind. So it was in that moment 3 years ago when we did this, and it had our specific software that we use and the steps to implement the changes to use stronger passwords, but he also built it for the future. So now we have this recording that we use with all new employees anytime we're doing an onboarding hire. So I really appreciated that forward thinking aspect of it, as well as making it relevant for the moment at hand. And so we've actually added to our weekly team calls kind of a tech talk, productivity tips section of the call where we share with each other any tips we've learned. And so it's often, oh, I was watching the design data training last week and did you know you can do this thing and you can do that thing? And then we screen share and everyone's like, oh, that's so cool, that's really helpful. And so it's been really fun to see different members of the team be empowered with their technology to kind of own it and dive in and teach the rest of us what they've picked up on from the trainings.
We literally use the design data training to help bring us up to speed and to keep us caught up, right? As refreshers for what we have to use on a daily basis in terms of our tools. And especially with AI, with the advent of AI, design data has just helped us to embrace the tools that we're using, with regards to artificial intelligence. And the fact that it's a weekly training, it's spot on.